Hey, welcome to Happy Tales of Happy Tales, the podcast where you'll hear stories of the way pubs have touched our hearts and our lives. So for the next few minutes, let everything else go and just listen and smile. I'm your host, Julie Jackson.
Well, tell me who you're telling us about today.
Well, I couldn't decide. Honestly, I think I'll start with Mila.
Okay.
So Mila, she's a character, and in fact, let's see if I can get this good picture here.
Oh,
Okay.
she's looking
That
at
was her
that
last
picture.
night.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, she's always giving the side eye of what are you doing exactly? So this is Mila, and Mila is have another picture to show when she was actually a little puppy. But then you can also see Zoe. She hears her name, apparently.
Oh, hi.
That's her right there.
Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is. Hi.
She's like, I hear my name. Okay, so uh my husband and I, Ryan, who's my husband, we have two dogs. And so this is Zoe. And then this was Mila when she was a little pooper. We call her Pooper. I'll have to tell you that story at some point. But yeah, they're both in t-shirts. They were in the car on the way to the gym. So
And they totally look like twins.
they do. And so that's the funny thing is so Zoe is the older one. She's a year older than Mila. And we got Zoe from the Humane Society in Fort Worth. After our other dog had passed, we had Ginger for 16 years. And so when we got Zoe, like, okay, one and done. We got one dog. It's all we can handle. So then Mila came around from a friend at the gym. She brought her. So long story short, the friend at the gym, her neighbor found this little puppy running around in the field, and she was like, I can't take her to the shelter. I want to see if somebody will take her. She brings her into the gym, and of course, I'm like, oh no, there's a puppy. I can't do this. Nope. Just you have Zoe. Zoe was one. Zoe's very energetic. And I was like, no, we can't do another one. But of course, I held her, she's probably about this big, maybe 6 weeks old at that time. And I sent a picture to Ryan and he's like, oh no, it's over.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Game over.
It was over. It was over. And so I was like, well, let's see how she does with Zoe. And so we brought, both of them or got them both together. And of course they just had a blast. So I was like, okay, I guess we're going to keep her. So yeah, they look very similar, but so we think Zoe is a Whippet and Shepherd mix.
Okay.
And Mila, we feel is more of a Pit and maybe some kind of Shepherd mix.
Oh.
So yeah, that's Mila. That's the story with Mila. Sorry, it's because they're both looking at me right now. Like,
I know, I love it.
Talking about me. So Mila is our cuddle bug. She is they're totally different body styles. Mila is more of the thicker. We say she's like a little hippo.
Oh,
she's like
right.
A little hippo.
More dense.
Very dense.
Yeah.
Very dense. Where Zoe is kind of the opposite. She's more slender and sleek, and she's very athletic.
Well, and you said she has Whippet too, right? So
that's what we think.
Yeah,
We've
that kind of makes sense.
Like the little DNA test or whatever, but
yeah,
she's got the little curly tail, and she loves to catch. I can't say the word too loud because she'll want to try to play, but she loves to play frisbee. She didn't hear me, and so she will do that for. I mean, if she could do it for an hour, she would. If she wasn't going to pass out, but Mila. So Mila is. It's funny we say Mila is more like me. I know, it's a dog, but she's more like me. She loves food. Excuse me. And she's a cuddle bug, and she's, kind of likes to just hang around. And then Zoe is more like Ryan, very, he's super athletic, and Zoe's the same way. And they kind of gravitate that way. So Mila is like Ryan's dog, and Zoe's more like my dog. I mean, they're both the same.
Yes.
We just kind of
Like your
gravitate that way.
counterpart.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I
So
love that.
the story about Mila when she was a puppy, and I said I would talk about how she was we call her Pooper.
Yes.
So the story is, so we had gone to a function at the gym, which required us to be there probably about 6 or 7 hours. And she was still little. She was in the crate. We're trying to crate train her. And I was like, we got to go home. She's been in the crate for a long time. And I was like, oh, she'll be fine. She's got to learn how to be in the crate. And so, well, we get home and she's just like so excited. And she was in the middle of all of her poop. And it just went all throughout outside of the crate because it wasn't, the enclosement. It's just the metal
Yeah,
one.
like the wire crate.
Yeah, and it just kind of went on the floor, and she was just full of it. And we're like, oh my God. And then we're like, Mila, calm down. She's like, the more we said that, the more she
So
would do it.
excited. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So from then on, we just called, instead of puppy, we called her Pooper.
Which is
So,
fair.
and to be honest, she is a pooper. She still lives up to that name. Not inside necessarily. I mean, that happens, but
Yeah.
she,
Yeah.
she eats well. No. So that means you eat well, you eat plenty, you have to go
Yeah.
very often.
Yeah.
So, but that's just makes her so endearing.
Right. Right. Oh.
So that's her
Yeah.
little nickname, and that's kind of the story of how we got her.
And she
So
was just like, I don't understand what the big deal is. I'm just so excited to see you.
yeah, she's like, why won't you pick me up? I'm like, no,
Right.
no, that's not gonna happen yet. We're gonna put you in the tub first, clean you off, and take care of the crate. And they don't even stay in crates anymore. That was just kind of like when they were puppies.
Yeah.
They kind of rule the roost here in the house, so as you saw her on the couch, she's literally doing the same thing, looking at me, right?
With the side eye. Like,
She's like,
what's up?
what you doing? You
Yeah.
talking about me?
So do they, I mean, like, do they bond together? I mean, do the two of them like curl up
Absolutely.
and they're, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
they go through their phases. So Zoe's a little bit more, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Mila, well, okay, it depends. So they like to sleep on our bed at
mhm.
night, and when it's time to wake up, Zoe's the first to come up on the bed with a shoe, or she brings us a gift to wake us up.
Oh,
And Mila usually stays at the foot of the bed, and Zoe likes to burrow herself under, you know. But when the alarm goes off, or when she can tell the sun is rising, it's like, okay, time to get up. Even though we're trying to sleep in, she's like, time to get up.
yeah.
And so she'll come up, she'll go jump off the bed, grab a shoe or something that's nearby, bring it as a gift. Whoever, whether it's myself or Ryan, when Zoe comes up, Mila immediately is like, no, 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 she's mine or he's mine. And she starts doing that snarl, and
Yes.
the gnashing of the teeth. And she's like, she's protecting us from Zoe.
Is it
So
like the
she's
gnashing where you like hear the chompers?
absolutely, it's like,
Yes. Yes.
I can't even do
Yes.
it. She's
I
just
know.
like, and she starts making that sound. And
Yes.
we're like, okay, Mila, you need to be nice. She's not hurting it. She's not doing anything, but it's like, no, this is my person. And then if Zoe goes to Ryan, she'll go over to him and do this. So wherever Zoe goes, she's there to go, no, no, no.
Me
This is my
first.
person. Yes. Um, but like 10 seconds after that, after everything's calmed down, she'll just kind of get close to Zoe. So, because Zoe will clean her ears.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's like in 2 seconds, she's like, I'm gonna bite your head off. The other 2 seconds, okay, will you clean my ears, please?
Right.
So
Hey, you missed a spot. I need you to get over.
yeah, I need you to, like, she will crawl up to her and go like, okay, let's go. That's more of a bedtime thing, but she'll do it anytime when Zoe's, paying any attention to her. But
Yes.
yeah, they get along. They like to play. They each have their own pillow, but they kind of interchange with their pillows.
And share.
But yeah, so she's a hoot, very much so.
I love to hear how, especially when people have multiple dogs at the same time, how they really start to see the different little personality traits like that they exhibit,
Yes.
and
Oh,
just
very much so.
the little habits and the little tendencies and the little,
Yes.
we laugh because like at feeding time, Chuck and Barney eat in their crates. They're not crated
Okay.
like during the day, but for feeding time, we crate them just, to keep everyone
Sure.
kind of in their separate spaces. And it's so funny because like Chuck runs in his crate and he has to run out and back in 3 times. It's
He's like, wait, that was only twice. Let me do it again.
Hold on. Yeah. And I mean, and we're still not fast enough, but it's like, boom, 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 and
Yeah.
we're like, okay, let's get that over with. Cause we know that has to happen before we can eat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then even the dynamics between them, it's fun to see that how they, like 1 minute they're about to take each other's head off. And then the next minute.
Yeah. And that's funny you say about the food thing. Cause with Mila, as soon as we get up, so there are 2 bowls. It's an elevated unit that has both bowls in there, for their food, and they're metal. So they're, when they're empty, they're loud.
Right.
So as soon as she comes in from the room, like we start to get up and come towards the kitchen, get coffee or whatever. She looks at us and she just goes, boop. She hits the bottom of the bowl, and it hits it
with her paw.
With her paw. Like she just hits underneath it. I don't know if you can see it here.
But like popping it up. Oh yeah.
So she gets under it and just be like, food. I woke up. Where's my food? Like, it's empty.
Come on, snack lady.
Yeah. She's like, what's happening? And then even after there's food in there, if she's doesn't feel like eating, if Zoe comes by, she of course starts to hover over it like, no, it's mine, even though she's not eating it. But and then Zoe starts to howl like, let me have my food. And Mila's like, no. So we have to get after Mila and pull her away so Zoe can eat her food. But yeah, she'll just hit the thing. And then even after she eats, she's like, I'm full, but I still want more. So she's healthy. We call it healthy.
That. I love that though. That's funny.
Hilarious.
Yeah. They're funny too when they're, especially the ones that are like those food driven, the food motivated. Chuck and Barney's are from the same litter. Okay. Like they're siblings from the same litter, but Chuck is very food motivated and Barney not so much. He could kind of care less. And it's really even funny because we got the bowls that have like whatever, they're metal bowls, but they have whatever it's almost like a rhino liner from a truck.
Yes.
The coating on it or whatever. And it's so funny because Chuck's bowl, the whole bottom of that is completely gone and it's all jaggedy and it has dents in it. And it's like,
because
he finishes it and flips it over and he's banging on it and he's chewing on it.
Hey.
And like for him, eating is apparently a full contact sport where Barney's like, okay, I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, yeah. Mila can get that way. I mean, she hasn't really gotten too aggressive, but she will knock the bowl out of the little holder if she's really upset that she hasn't eaten yet.
Yeah, she's not messing around.
Yeah, no. And she'll lay next to it and just be like, where are you? Let's do this.
Oh, I love it so much. And I'm really glad that they made an appearance. Or at least I guess Mila made.
Yes. Zoe is actually on the couch next to her, but she's just, I guess, laying down. You can't really see her now.
She's resting. She's like,
she's like, this is too much drama for me. Well, they were outside for a little bit, and I was like, no, I'll bring them in just in case they decide they want to show who they are.
Yes, I know. I'm so glad because
I do have a story, actually.
Oh, yes, I want to hear.
Story. Yes. So it was actually several weeks ago. They do pretty good in the yard. When we're home, we, let them go in and out. And of course, they want to go in and out 50 times. Especially Zoe. Zoe, she's an outdoor dog. She loves to be outside, and we'll find her sunning herself, laying out there. So I had gone to run a couple errands. Ryan was here he was on his bike. He was on his bike trainer and had a long workout. And so I'm in the middle of running my errands. And then I get a text from a girl that used to go to the gym. I haven't talked to her in a little while, but she lives in my neighborhood. and I get this text as I'm in the middle of my errands, and she goes, Mila is so sweet. And I'm like, yeah, she is. Like, this is so random.
Yeah,
I
but
was like, that's
thanks.
interesting. And then all of a sudden, right after that, I get a message from Ryan. I can't repeat what it said because we're
Because
being
this is a
recorded.
family friendly.
Exactly. But it was a very upset text. Like, long story short, the dogs got out of the
Oh.
yard and he was in full panic mode.
Oh
So
yeah.
what had happened was, so our fence, we've been on our house almost now 20 years, and the fence is I mean, it's been repaired, but there was
Yes.
one of the little posts had come nailed at the bottom, and well, those little turkeys decided, oh, we're just going to push right through it, and
Uh-huh.
they took off. And
Oh no.
yeah, it was right at the time. So where we live, just a little bit down the road, there's another cross street in the neighborhood, and that's where this friend of mine that went to the gym, that's where she lives. Well, they happened, and it really is a blessing in disguise that this happened. They happened to pick her front yard to kind of just sniff around,
Oh,
and
right.
she, yeah, they were trying to, they're just like, "Ooh, I'm out," and they're
Yeah,
sniffing and
this is
doing
a
that
good place
stuff.
to explore.
Yeah, this place looks great. And so she just happened to hear, I guess, some sounds. I don't know if dogs were barking, and she looks out and she's like, those are two black and white dogs. She hadn't really seen my dogs, but she knew, like, she couldn't recognize them right away. But she
Mm-hmm.
goes, I know Monica has black and white dogs. And so, and here's the other bad thing. So we take them to doggy daycare, and because they play rough and tough and get in the pool, their collars get stinky. Well, they had just gone like the day before, and so I call them their generic collars. They had their generic collars on, and their other collars have their name, our phone number, this, that, and
All
the
the
other,
stuff,
all
all
the
the
things,
things.
all the
Yeah.
things. And of course, that day they didn't have those on. And so, she's like, I think this is their dog. These are their dogs. And so Mila comes right up to her. She went outside and,
Oh.
is trying to get them. Mila comes right up. Zoe just takes off running and came running back into the backyard, which that's another blessing because, she could have gone off to the other street where it's
Yeah.
a lot more busy. And she just found herself right back in where she went out. And so our neighbor and her husband come over and ring the doorbell. And, of course, Ryan's in full panic mode. And she was like, I think your dogs got out. And, he was like, okay, Zoe's here, but where's Mila? She goes, oh, she's in our backyard. And so, because Mila's the really super friendly, like she'll go up to anybody and be like, "Hey, you want to be friends?"
Right.
And because Ryan was thinking that somebody picked her up, because she is so friendly.
Yes. Yes.
That
And
just,
to,
oh, hey, you
yes.
just get into the car. And but no, they had taken her to the backyard. They just couldn't catch Zoe. But like it was just like, and I'm, just staring at my phone, going, "What is happening? I don't know what's happening right now." But
Yes.
this literally was maybe, well, I guess it's about a month ago that this happened. And, like I said, it was really a blessing that they went to my friend's house that I
Yeah.
know. I
Yeah.
mean, because they could have gone into some other random, person's yard, or, that,
Yes.
or they could have been seen, picked up, by
Yes.
somebody who's like, oh, hey, here's some dogs. Let's take them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and they didn't have their
Well,
collar on.
that's what I was going
So,
to say too. And without their regular collar, even if someone took them with the
yeah.
intention of taking them home, they'd be like,
Yeah. No,
yeah.
exactly. I mean, and so I was like, okay, lesson learned. As soon as I get home from daycare, switch them out,
Put them
but they're
back.
chipped and everything, but still, I just, oh, that was
Yeah.
a scary moment for us both. And, and the fact that Zoe knew to go straight home was the other
Yeah.
thing,
Yes. I,
so
I wonder if she was like, oh, we're going to get in trouble, or if she's like, I've just had enough of this. I'm just
Probably more. I've had enough of this.
I'm just done. I know
She's
where
like,
my bed is. I know
yeah,
where I get
I know
spoiled.
where the frisbee's at. I know where these people
Right.
are at. Yeah, so
I know where
I
the
think
F word is.
yes, that special F word. I can't I spell it when I
Yes.
talk to Ryan about it because she will perk up so fast, be like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
But
what'd you say? Yeah.
yeah, did you say the F word? I did. I did say the F word.
The first dog that I ever rescued that was just mine was when I was in college. And we had these little beef flavored vitamins, and she got one a
Oh.
day. And
Uh-huh.
she was food driven. So, Allie, totally food driven. And she, like, if we would say vitamin, like it was game over. So I started spelling it, and then she learned how to spell it.
I was gonna say she probably figured that out too. She's like,
Yeah.
now every time she does that, I also get one.
Yes. Yes. So then it was like, we're just going to have to call it Fred or something. We're
Yeah,
just going to have to give it a
some
new name.
random word. Like she's like, what is that?
Yes, because we got where we couldn't even spell it anymore. I would be like VIT. Never mind. Here, just take one.
She's like, yes, please.
So,
Yeah, dogs are, I mean, they make you laugh, they make you cry, they make you just feel, you know, when you're sad or tired or what, they're just there to just, I'm here.
yes, and they're so intuitive. So many times
Yeah,
too, they're so good at
absolutely.
reading that they know.
Yes, for sure.
I will probably just make this an episode at some point. It'd be a short one, but I know you'll appreciate it with the dog escape story. That became Chuck's specialty, and our fences are such that we're like our yard is the back side of the fences, so they can pop the boards away from like
Oh,
the
yes,
support
yes,
board is
yes.
not on the opposite side; it's on our side, so they can pop them
Got
out.
it.
And the fences
Yes,
are older, and so the little and
yes.
I'm sure it was those prefab panels, and those nails were
Yeah.
not meant to
Right.
withstand that.
That's what happened. Yes. Like you
Yeah.
said, those support ones are inside of our yard. Yeah.
Yes.
So
And
it was easy for them just to like, oh.
yeah, and they figured out they could pop them out like on demand. It's just if they
Yes.
want to go, they're like, "Bam, okay, let's go."
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out how Mila fit, but
Well, that's the thing too. I mean, our guys are really floofy, so they are thinner once the
yeah.
fluff is down, but they're still big.
Yeah.
And sometimes we busted them doing it because we would hear them like yelp because they would like they were
Like, ow,
jamming.
that was too tight.
Yes, they were jamming themselves to these. So on one side we have this beautiful border collie, and it's a female.
Okay.
And I don't know if she's fixed or not, but I
Oh.
think that Chuck has a thing for her. So
He's like, I just want to go see my lady.
yes, and Barney is like, okay, he's just like,
Yeah.
Barney's
He's
just
like,
like,
"What?"
oh yeah, I'll go. And so for a while there was a time where we had to go get them out of the neighbor's yard, sometimes 3 and 4 times in one day.
Oh my gosh.
And fortunately the neighbors are really sweet, but
Yeah.
they got to the point those fools would break into their backyard and then just run around to the opposite side of their house where their gate was and sit there at the gate and wait for us to walk around to come get them.
They're like, we know you're coming.
Yeah,
So we're just
here.
gonna wait right here.
We'll be right here if you need us. And
Yes.
and their grandson would be like, when is Chuck coming back over to play?
Well, when we don't, if we'll open the panel real quick.
Yeah, I know. I was like, do we need to build a gate there? So then on the other side, it's 2 boy dogs. And those they
Okay.
get real escalated. And so they just slam against the fence. And I'm waiting at some point for the whole fence just to go over. And but the funny thing is they act all aggressive, but once they get in that yard, they're all the best of buds. And they all just play together.
Yeah.
So they have broken into that yard numerous times to play with those dogs. So we are the 3rd house from the corner. Then there's that house with the boy dogs. And then on the other side of them is the house on the corner. So one day we get a call from our neighbor who recognizes them and knows their reputation. And I was at work and they're like, hey, I think your dogs might be out. Ricky was actually home. And so I texted him and I was like, hey, are the boys out? And he's like, no, they're not out. But I think he had come home and fallen asleep, and the dog door, they could get in and out of the dog door at the time. We don't always have it where they have free reign because they abuse their privileges.
Yeah.
But anyway, they had broken through 3 fences. So they busted into the neighbor's yard, then out the neighbor's yard into the other neighbor's yard, then out their yard, and we're running around the neighborhood.
They're like, we just wanted to take ourselves for a walk. I mean,
yeah. Like and the people on the corner had never encountered them before. And the people on the corner looked in their backyard before they busted all the way out, and they were like,
oh my gosh, it's hilarious.
Why did someone put dogs in our yard? And they were trying to
somebody left dogs here.
They're like, why did someone put their dogs in our yard? And then they said to the neighbors, they were like, someone put their dogs in our yard. And then they saw Barney running the neighborhood, and they were like, oh no, we think we know where
like oops.
Yeah
okay, they're not okay, they're just escape artists.
Yes.
And speaking of, there's Zoe. Actually, she's by the book.
Hi, Zoe.
She's stretching.
Hi,
Zoe, come here.
She's like, oh, I got some more. Oh, there she is.
You want to see who? You want to see?
Hi, Zoe. Hi, Zoe. Oh, there she is. She's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
She's like, why is this computer in my face?
I know.
She likes to open the pantry.
To
see what snacks are in there. So I noticed the door. I didn't realize she was back here. I was like, why is the door moving? There's a ghost in my house. I was like, oh, it's Zoe.
She's coming out to get some snacks.
Yeah, she's like, I just want to see if there's they like to eat freeze-dried minnows.
Oh,
so
I want to try those.
They are, I mean, I didn't try them. I'm not saying they're delicious, but clearly they're delicious to them because they love them.
Survey says in your house. Where do you find freeze-dried minnows?
I got them. Well, I first saw them at what's that dog? The Three Dog Bakery.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's where I first saw them. But then I also saw that Amazon sells them.
So, okay. All right. We're going to try that.
Yes. In fact, hold on. I can grab them real quick and show you.
Oh, thank you.
You will be excited that I'm pulling each out. Here they come.
She's like, oh, good. I'm glad you knew what I needed.
Okay, so they're Vital Essentials, freeze-dried treats.
And they're minnows. All right. Never would have thought. Never would have thought. Okay.
They're both here, like begging now.
Well, yeah, because
yes. Look, can I help you? She's like, you can't take those out of the pantry and not give me one.
Right.
Mila's here too, but she's closer to the table.
Yeah, because she doesn't want to miss a beat. She does not want to miss a minnow.
She does not want to miss a minnow. Are you going to speak for Julie? Zoe, speak. Speak. That was a fake one. That was a fake one. That Chewbacca. 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 Okay, you got to commit. You've got to commit. Chewbacca. Oh, that's close enough. She usually does a little bit better job. And Mila doesn't have too many tricks in her bag.
That's okay.
So she's sitting. So that's
good girl. That's a good girl. Oh.
Yeah. So I'll have to. I don't want to share all my stories in one basket. Put all your eggs in one basket. Yeah. Put all my stories in one basket.
Yeah.
But next time I'll have to show you how Zoe can play dead for a treat.
Okay. Yes. All right. So it's a deal. Like definitely. Yes. Because Chewbacca was the best thing I've seen all day. That was my favorite.
It takes her a while to really get it right, but she knows what. Yeah.
I just like that was a fake one.
It's a faux Chewbacca.
Yeah, I love you're
faux Bacca. That was fake, Zoe. Totally fake.
Well, good girl, Zoe. Thank you for your faux Bacca.
Yes. Good job, girls.
Well, y'all have a great one. And thank you so much.
No, absolutely. And
come back with more.
For sure. Plenty.
Okay. I love it.
All right.
Hug
All
everyone.
right, Jules. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Friends, thanks for spending time with me today. I know that you have a choice, and I really appreciate you coming back week after week to hear these stories. I would also love it if you wanted to share stories. Monica shared some really cool treats today in her story. So I'm going to post those links. I'll post them in the episode description on the website. That's Happy Tales of happytales.com. I'll post a link to the brand that she showed. And also, we tried a different brand that we found. And if you ask my dogs, they would tell you that those are high value treats. I'm pretty sure that I might be able to teach them to do my taxes for those freeze-dried minnows. So you might want to check them out. They really did like them. As always, please share. If you know other dog people, please let them know about the show. Thanks for coming back. I hope to see you back next week. If you could like and subscribe or follow on your podcatcher, leave a review, leave a rating. If you don't mind doing any of those things, they really do help. That's about the only way we can get the word out to other people. I am a one-man show. It's not like a big operation. So it's word of mouth that shares the stories with people and also helps me find new stories. And if you have a story, go to the website and send me a message and let me know. Also, if you would go, I have a free gift on my website for you. It's a dog print, a dog definition print, suitable for framing. You can print it up to 13 by 20 or something pretty big. But also by doing that, it puts you on the email list. I promise not to spam you. I just send out a little recap every week of the pup that we met in that week's episode. But also, whenever people do share valuable things that they have learned, valuable treats that they've discovered, anything like that, I'll include that information as well and pass it along. So if it's something that you could benefit from, it'll be right there at your fingertips. Once again, thank y'all so much for your time. Remember, you are as great as your dog thinks you are, and smooch a pooch. Have a great one, y'all.